Tom Brady just dropped a bomb in the sports collectibles world. He added a Caitlin Clark signed rookie card to his personal collection and made sure the world saw it. 7 Super Bowl rings, the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history, and now he's out here collecting Caitlin Clark cards like the rest of us mere mortals. Clark saw it, she responded, and the internet hasn't stopped buzzing since. Now think about it, if you could grab any Caitlin Clark trading card today, which one would it be, and how much would you pay to get it in your hands? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how insane the current sports card scene is. This isn't just hype, it's a genuinely historic moment in modern athletics, yet it barely gets mainstream attention outside the hardcore collectors. Caitlin Clark's cards aren't just trending, they're making history. The numbers alone are jaw-dropping. In December 2024, the sports collectibles company Golden reported that a 2024 Select WNBA Caitlin Clark signature gold vinyl 1/1 card sold for $234,850. Not a typo, $234,850 for a single card. That sale ranks as the second highest ever for a women's sports card, just behind Serena Williams' card, which sold for $266,400. Two of the top women's sports card sales in history, Clark and Williams. That's the level of influence Clark is commanding in the collectibles market. Then, in December, USA Today Sports revealed another staggering fact. Caitlin Clark was the most collected active basketball player of 2025. Over 136,700 of her cards were graded that year. For context, grading means a professional service examined the card's condition and assigned it a score from 1 to 10. People only spend money to grade cards if they believe they hold serious financial value. You're not paying hundreds of dollars to grade a card worth a few bucks. The sheer volume of graded Clark cards proves that the market sees these pieces of cardboard as high-value assets that will only keep climbing. And here's the number that will make your jaw drop. Her 136,700 graded cards in 2025 alone surpassed the combined totals of LeBron James at 59,000, Stephen Curry at 33,000, and Anthony Edwards at 30,000. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star on the court, she's rewriting the rules of sports collectibles. Even when you combine the numbers of the biggest NBA stars, they still fall short of Caitlin Clark. She's the most celebrated active player, arguably the best shooter the game has ever seen, and the player who just claimed MVP, and her trading card activity alone outpaces the combined totals of other top stars. The only basketball player with more graded cards than Clark in 2025 was Michael Jordan, at 206,000. Think about that for a second. Michael Jordan, the man widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. Clark is second only to Jordan, leaving every other player, past and present, male or female, far behind. The collectibles market has spoken, loudly and repeatedly, about just how valuable Caitlin Clark is. And now, Tom Brady is joining the conversation. On February 27th, Brady posted to his Instagram story showcasing a 2024 PRIZM Authentic rookie card of Clark, all in complete with her signature. The card is graded PSA Auto 8 and is certified card number 145. His caption read, "New addition to my collection, thanks at Donnie.Namas," followed by a fire emoji, and he tagged Clark's Instagram account. A man with 7 Super Bowl rings, widely celebrated as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, is publicly adding Caitlin Clark cards to his collection, and he's doing it with pride. Even Clark saw the post and shared it to her own Instagram story without saying a word. She didn't need to. The gesture spoke volumes on its own. There's a unique type of validation that comes from being recognized by one of the most legendary athletes in a completely different sport, and Clark handled it with her trademark quiet confidence. Acknowledge, let it speak, move on. But we shouldn't move on too quickly. This moment is significant, and it deserves a closer look. Tom Brady isn't a casual fan picking up cards just because they look cool. He's an elite competitor who spent his entire career studying greatness, chasing it, and surrounding himself with its markers. His personal card collection is deliberate. He's not browsing garage sales. He's curating a record of excellence. When Brady adds someone to his collection, it's a statement. This athlete belongs in the conversation about the best ever. And I want a piece of their story in my hands. The fact that Brady tagged Clark directly is important too. He wasn't just showing off to his followers, he was communicating to Clark that he sees her, values her, and has a personal stake in her legacy. Every time Clark accomplishes something remarkable on the court, the card in Brady's possession grows in value. He now has a tangible financial interest in her success, and he chose to make that connection public. That's what makes the Caitlin Clark card market so fascinating. It's more than collectibles, it's a financial ecosystem that responds to her real-world performance. And seeing one of the greatest athletes of all time participate in it elevates the story to something historic. A regular fan who snagged one of Caitlin Clark's cards a couple of years ago for a modest price is now sitting on something potentially worth tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the card and its grade. Tom Brady's acquisition of her card is obviously at a higher price point, but the concept is the same. Clark's career isn't just about basketball, it's an investment thesis, and the smart money has been betting on her from the start. So why has this card market phenomenon exploded? Because it's not random. It doesn't happen for every talented player who enters the league. Clark arrived in women's basketball at a pivotal cultural moment. The sport had been steadily growing, but it hadn't yet reached the mainstream audience capable of creating a commercial ecosystem where trading cards carry serious financial weight. Clark didn't just join a growing market, she turbocharged it. She brought with her an entirely new audience, many of whom had never collected sports cards before. And when fresh collectors with enthusiasm and spending power enter a market, prices skyrocket. The surge in demand for Clark's cards wasn't just longtime collectors recognizing the best new prospect in the WNBA. It came from a whole new generation of collectors walking through the Clark door, grabbing anything they could get their hands on. Take the $234,850 sale in late 2024. That wasn't a longtime WNBA collector paying decades of dues. It came from serious collectors who saw Clark as a once-in-a-generation talent. Someone whose early career memorabilia would be worth remembering for decades. Brady gets this. His 2024 PRIZM Authentic rookie card purchase isn't casual. It's a calculated move by a collector who likely already holds other pieces of sports history. The PRIZM line is Panini's premium tier, clean designs, high quality finishes, and prismatic technology that makes the cards visually striking. Rookie cards and premium lines like PRIZM are especially coveted. They're the first official documentation of a player at the professional level. Brady's card is autographed and PSA certified, the gold standard in card grading. And Clark didn't just sign it, she inscribed the word greatness alongside her signature. Whether that's perfect marketing, self-awareness, or both, it's an incredible touch that elevates the card's significance. But there's more than just dollars at play here. Beyond the collectibles market, what Brady's post signals is a cultural shift that the WNBA and women's basketball have been building toward for years. When an athlete of Brady's stature publicly aligns with a star from another sport, it gives permission, especially to fans who might have ignored women's basketball, to pay attention. His post tells his massive audience, this player is worth your notice. This sport produces athletes worthy of reverence alongside the greatest of any field. Clark has been creating these crossover moments consistently since day one in the league, and Brady's post is just the latest example. It's not just a card, it's a cultural milestone, a financial signal, and a recognition of her status as a generational talent. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever games whenever Caitlin Clark suits up have shattered records, making national headlines. Her jersey sales aren't just leading the WNBA, they rival top-selling NBA merchandise. Her trading card market activity surpasses nearly every active NBA player, and now Tom Brady has publicly declared himself a fan and a collector. Each of these milestones builds on the last. The cultural credibility Brady's post signals didn't appear out of nowhere. It's the result of sold-out arenas, record-breaking ratings on ESPN, skyrocketing card sales, and everything Clark has accomplished both on and off the court. Brady isn't giving Clark legitimacy. She earned it through sustained excellence and massive cultural impact. He's merely acknowledging what the world has already recognized. The 2026 Fever season hasn't even begun, thanks to ongoing CBA negotiations between the league and the players' union. The schedule is still in flux, training camp hasn't opened, and yet Clark dominates the conversation in ways most active players can only dream of. Her card market continues to generate headlines. She's being discussed simultaneously in sports, business, and culture media. When the season finally kicks off, every game, every highlight, every record she breaks will add even more value to the card Brady just added to his collection. Each moment layers onto the story that card represents. Brady's move wasn't just a smart financial play, it was a public statement, and the message was loud and clear across the sports world. Clark saw the post and quietly shared it, and somewhere in her mind, even the woman who wrote greatness on that card probably feels exactly the way that word implies. 7 Super Bowl rings in one hand, a Caitlin Clark rookie card in the other, and honestly, that pairing makes perfect sense. The card market, the crossover appeal, and the cultural moment she embodies are all only going to grow stronger once the season starts. If you're following this story as closely as we are, hit that like button and subscribe, because Clark's journey isn't just basketball. Oh, it's history in the making.